Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is actually Halloween when I'm filming this. That is why I'm dressed as a koala. But it is time to go over all of the books that I read in the month of October. October I knew was going to be a super busy month for me. So I only got through 5 books. That's including my audiobooks. Also, the audiobooks that I did listen to this month were a lot longer than some of the other ones I had listened to in previous months. But without further ado, let's get started. So the first book that I read in October was actually one that I rolled over from September, and it was one I was currently reading, which is Uprising by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I finished this one pretty early on. It was a good young adult one, but this is actually one that I am going to declutter, so that'll be added to my November empties and declutters video. The next book that I read, physical book that I read, was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This book was amazing. I couldn't put it down. I had to force myself to stop reading. It definitely lives up to the hype. I just loved the writing and the story, and 5 out of 5 for me. So if you haven't read this book, you should pick it up and read it. It was that good. And this one I'm actually passing on to somebody else to read. Then my last physical book that I finished was 100 Other Girls by Iman Haririkia. I enjoyed this book. I originally rolled this in for a book that, like, I think a romance. This didn't end up being a romance. However, it was definitely like a self-discovery, like self-value type of book. It is from the perspective of an Iranian American woman in New York City, working in the fashion industry. It's just a very easy, lighthearted book to read. It doesn't take a lot of thinking. And I really enjoyed the storyline. It was different and not super cliche. So definitely a good impulse buy book that I bought over a year ago. So that's all the physical books that I read, and now it's time to grab my reading tracker and look at my audiobooks. The first one that I finished was The Late Mrs. Willoughby. This one was okay. It was a mystery story based on Jane Austen characters. Yeah. And it was just kind of a little bit drug out. The plot could have moved quicker. I did like the ending. I thought it was great. I liked it was unexpected, the ending part. However, it just was a little bit long, and there's spots in the middle that I just felt like weren't that helpful to furthering the storyline. And as I was about halfway through, I realized it's the second book in a kind of a series. It seems like you can read them standalone, but it made a lot of references to the first one, so I'm going to listen to that one and see if it helps. And then my last audiobook was We Must Be Brave, which I thought was going to be more of a World War II book, but it really spanned a lot of time, and it was very different. It was about a woman who takes in children from the city areas, and it's really her journey through life, and in different stages, which was very fascinating and different. So I really enjoyed that. And then over here, these are 2 books that I started reading. This one was this was a rollover from September. I started reading it. I haven't really gotten very far into it yet, so we'll see. And then this one was, I just needed a really light, easy read. So I'm about halfway, 1/3 of the way through that. So that won't take very long. And then I did not get to Just Mercy this month, so that one will go back on my bookshelf. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.